let me get rid of all the spam. Okay, now it looks like it's working. Delete that, delete that. And then I need to test the audio. Refresh. Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. Oh, need to change back. Okay, great. The audio's working. Hi, it's San. And the 10-year anniversary video released. Yes. And I'm very proud of it and I like watching it. And thank you everyone who watched it and commented on it. Yeah. I think I just want to live stream because like there's a lot of stuff in that video that like is compressed into 5 minutes. And like even though like dancing is a big part of like expression, my self-expression and stuff, but I'm actually more of a words person. I'm a talker. I like to write. I like to talk. Yeah. So I just wanted to talk a bit about that video and a lot more about like my 10-year journey with dance. Yeah. I think it's like a very pivotal moment of my dance life and like my life that is very significant. And like I just yeah, I just like talking about myself. Maybe maybe that's it. Yeah, so I guess we'll just start with the video. I knew I wanted to do something for 10 years. It was either going to be this or it was going to be like a mega collab. Yeah, I was talking to like some of my dance friends and they were saying like the scene keeps changing every few years, right? People come in and then people come out, and like the scene keeps changing, the people keeps changing. So when you have like a mega collab, it kind of like gives you that snapshot in time of like who's around and like what's up. Oh wait, I need to open this stream so I can read comments. I realize. Yeah. And I guess that's why people were encouraging me to do another mega collab. But I didn't. I guess like for many reasons, mostly logistical reasons. Yeah. And yeah, so I just wanted to do a video, and I was thinking like, if it's a dance video, what kind of dance video I want to do. And then I saw this song, Natsu no Arika. There was an 11 people choreo for it, and I thought it was really, really nice. And then one of my friends from Odoro, Roka, she graduated, and then she did a solo version of this for her graduation song, because this song is a graduation song. It's all about moving on and becoming an adult. And I thought that was really great. And then I watched the music video, and the music video, I need to open the stream. The music video had all of these three individuals that were graduating. And how the music video works is that you watch it on 3 different phones, and that makes the 3 segments of the picture. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's a great music video. You should watch it. Hi Turfy, thank you. Thank you. Happy 10-year anniversary. Yeah. Yeah, and then I saw that picture of the girl standing in the, they call it the Yaku court, the baseball court. And it was, yeah, standing in the baseball court. And I thought that was a very striking image. And I could like see myself in that girl, for the main character, the center girl. and that's how I got the idea of the video, to go back to my old locations and to film at the old locations. Not all of it, but most of it. Yeah. When I watched it, I also didn't have 3 phones. So what I did was I just made 3 tabs on my computer, and then I aligned it up, and I tried to press play and like time the thing properly so I could appreciate all 3 at once. Yeah, so that's the thing that sparked the idea for the video. And then I guess I'll just go through it chronologically. I want to show it on the screen, but then like my computer won't connect to the live stream on this account because it's connected to the Fuwa Dance account, and then Streamlabs is giving me like issues. Yeah, at the starting of the video, I put in the message to my past self, and I put in the different songs from like the different covers that I did. This one was very similar to Azuki, and I think Azuki and Buki did it for Bunkei. When Bunkei was graduating, they did this in the starting of their Hand in Hand video, where they played like old songs, and then there's a radio filter over it, and then they cycle through the songs. Yeah, and I think each of the songs match similarly to the different statements. The first one was about wanting friends, because initially when I started the dance hobby, it was because my mom wanted me to go and make friends. But I didn't want to like do sports or anything like that. She told me to go sign up for a sport. But then I didn't want to sign up for a sport because I didn't like sports. So I wanted to dance. And I was hoping that just by dancing enough on the internet, someone would like pick me up into their dance crew, and that's how I would make friends. Which clearly didn't happen, but I did make friends eventually. But that was like my main goal, my like one of my first goals when I wanted to like become an odorite. And then after that, it was about wanting to be seen. So I I just wanted people to watch my videos and watch my dance journey. I didn't think that it was very good yet, but it was very interesting, like, to put myself out there, especially because the first few years I was wearing the mask. I was wearing a mask and a hat whenever I danced, because you know anonymity is a thing. And like that time Melochin when he started off his happy synthesizer, he also wore a mask. There were quite a few prominent like faceless dancers back then, and I enjoyed being faceless. Yes. So that's like, even though I was faceless, I still want to put myself out there. And it was only after like I had to do live performing that I had to take off my face mask. So for about like two years, I danced by myself. I think for the first year or the first 2 years, I danced with a face mask. Yeah. And then the third one is the me that wanted to disappear. Did I dislike dance in the beginning? No, not really. I've always enjoyed dancing. Like whenever they force you to do the dances in school, I really enjoyed it. I remember like in primary 6, like before we left the school, there was like a like a party, and then different classes would come together to perform. And then I think some of my friends were like doing a dance item. It was Light Up the World, a Glee original song, and it was a singing and dancing performance. And I inserted myself into their dance group. Yes. I just like said, I want to join you, and then I invaded their plans, because I think they planned for like just the 5 of them, and then I had to make it a 6. But you know, and I enjoyed it. And they were like, huh, she can actually do this. Yeah, but I didn't really dance until I didn't like. So when I started Odo Temita, it was by my own will. That's why it was yeah, I've always liked it. Yeah. Yeah, and then the third part was the 16-year-old me who wanted to disappear, because the reason my mom asked me to stop, to go find some friends was because I was out of school for 6 months. I was 16, and then I was like going through a lot. I was having a lot of like anxiety in school, and I was just like crying a lot in school. So school wasn't very like fun for me. And then because of that, like I was very like depressed and suicidal. And then I had a few hospital stays in the mental ward, and then I was able to uh, not attend school for 6 months. So like my second hospital stay, I told the doctor like, can I just not go back to school for the rest of the year? And then he said sure. And then I just had 6 months where I wasn't going to school, and then I just retook the year the very next year. So when I started dance was in September. It was during the time that I wasn't going to school, and then I was very depressed. I thought that like I wasn't gonna do anything with my life, that kind of stuff. I really wasn't interested in living life. Yeah, and that was something that dance helped a big part of, because like when you exercise you get happy hormones, and like uh, also it just gave me something to do, which was very important in like getting better and like recovering from my depression. Oh, bad news bears, hi, thank you so much, arigato, thanks for stopping by. Which did I have more fun learning? I like full body dancing. Yes, the more dancing the better. Yeah, so after 6 months I got over my I had to go back to school, and then I did a year of school. That was really tough, but like I think thanks to dancing, thanks to my mom, thanks to like religion, I was able to get back on my feet, and then that's like the turning point. Yeah, after 2017 was the turning point, and then I went on to live life. But like the first few years of my dance life was by myself, even though I was trying to find friends, and I thought that maybe if I danced I would get popular. But there were a few senpais out there that like did like talk with me sometimes, and like collab with me. Wow, like getting asked to do a collab is like a huge thing. I think back then it's like, or maybe even now, like people feel very paiseh to ask their dance senpais to like collab. As a dance senpai right now, I totally understand why it doesn't happen. Like senpai to kohai is very rare opportunity. But yeah, back then I was just hoping that a senpai would ask me to collab with them. Yeah, and there were many senpais that I looked up to, and over the years like actually a lot of them like stopped dancing or like went to focus on other things. And back then I couldn't comprehend like how someone could be a dancer and only dance, like do a cover or perform like once a year or twice a year. Yeah, like when I went into it I was like head first, everything, whole life, just want to dance. And I couldn't understand like these senpais, how are they okay with not dancing and like all that kind of stuff. It was crazy. Yeah, I was very one-dimensional thinking back then. But now I know like as an artist, like an artist in general, and like a human living life in general does many different things, and like in different seasons you do different things, and that's just normal for humans. And I think me hitting 10 years is not as normal, yes, as other humans. There are senpais who have hit 10 years, but actually a lot of them like pivot slightly towards idol dancing or like streaming or cosplay, that kind of stuff. And I guess you could say I pivoted to dance tutorials. But actually at that core essence is still a lot of odotemita. Like pure odotemita is what I love the best. And I would think that I would do this for like the rest of my life. I hope to, or like I feel um, the thing that would stop me is really the music. Like dance is really just about the music, and if I lost interest in the music, then there would be no reason to dance. A lot of times when I dance, it was because because there was a song that moved me so much that I wanted to move in a literal sense. Yeah, a lot of songs that like really touch my heart and like make me want to express things, and then I would dance it. So I think if I stopped dancing, it would be because none of the music speaks to me anymore. Yeah. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, so then I started performing live. Um, I remember my first EOY audition, which was my first event. Then Tim said, "You gotta wear cuter clothes," and I was like, "This is like the cutest clothes I own, bro." It wasn't that cute, but like you get the idea. And then he was like, "You need to like take off your mask and show your face," because it was a cute song. I get it. You need to wear makeup, and I was like, "What? I don't know how to wear makeup." Yes, so that was a whole thing. Me and makeup was a whole thing. It's insane how much of a thing it was. Like, I had a Escape article written about me, and like the title was like, I wore makeup and I cried at myself in the mirror. Like that was the title of the Escape article, because like there was like a whole bunch of questions that I answered, and they thought like that would be the most interesting thing, and they put it as the header. I looked in the mirror and I couldn't recognize myself because I was wearing makeup for the first time, and then I cried, and then that was the title. I was like, what the shit? Okay. Yeah, but I think now I'm quite accepting of my face. Like I think it's more it really is a representation thing. Like you see people that look like you. So a lot of cute idols have like a very Asian face, and actually like, or like East Asian face, a very Chinese face, and like my face is not very East Asian. A lot of people think that I look like other races or like some kind of mixed person, and like I have droopy eyes, which is like not a thing. Yeah, so it's like and I have darker skin, so all the East Asian makeup styles like look kind of different on me because I look different, like most of the idol world. So that was like a whole thing, but like I've learned to love my looks, and I've learned to appreciate my face and my body. I think my body has always been pretty standard sized, so I've never had too much issue with that. Although I did gain weight over the past 10 years, but oh well, it happens. Yes. And also because I was pretty underweight. Like when I was depressed, I would just like not eat for a few days. That was not healthy. So actually now my weight is healthy. I'm at a fine place. Yeah. And then um, I, yeah, so I performed, and then I met a lot of people. You don't look anything close to overweight. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Thank you. I know I look good. My body looks fine. Yeah, but I do like empathize for like my friends who are like plus size, and like it's really just a body type. It really is just a body type, and like even those who are like overweight, they acknowledge that like, yeah, this is not a healthy place to be at, but also like they are like exercising, so like that's the best they can do. And I think this year I also tried to exercise and I lost 0 kg, so it's like, oh, okay, sure. It'd be like that. You put in the effort and the hours, but number is very different from like muscle content and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so then I went to, I think I would talk about like some prominent senpais. Um, I guess those that are still around. A lot of them are not around. And like you only lose senpais as you go along. Like there's no way you will suddenly discover a senpai 10 years into your dance life. You will only get less and less senpais because you can't, like, it's like how you can't have an older sibling, right? After you already have that fixed number of siblings. So um, I guess Suzume senpai is quite a big one because she is one of the OGs. I think it's like she's like number 2 or number 1 in terms of OGness, and like to this day, if you're talking about people who are active, then yeah, she's definitely number one. And she's been there all the way, and like she really perseveres with Tokimeki, and she really like loves idol culture and stuff. So she really does a lot for the community, especially like behind the scenes. And when she did the first Odo step, that was like revolutionary. Yeah. And then after Suzume, it's probably like Queen Senpai, who was like my Oshi for quite a long while. Might still be my Oshi, yeah. Because she really did pure Odo Temita. And I don't know, she was also very social, and I wanted to be social, and I wanted to be like her. Yeah, who could dance and talk to people and make dance friends. And it took me a very long time to get there. Yeah. And then there's Jasmine. So Jasmine is like, I would say Jasmine and Joysu, they are like the gateway to like teaching me about the mainstream dance world, and like seeing how that compares and places with Odote Mita, because Odote Mita has its roots in hip hop and street dance. But if you just look at it like, if you came in with Odote Mita, you have no idea about this whole other world of street dance. And to me, it was like unlocking a whole different thing. And I like learned how to acknowledge like the street dance scene and like learn from it. And like I fought a long time with like having to learn different genres, and like I wanted to choose a genre and get good at it. But then I would be moved by musics from all different types of genres and dances from all different genres, so I couldn't focus on one thing. And that frustrated me for a very long time. And I think even till today, it still frustrates me, because I want to teach dance, and like that's my ultimate goal, is to be a dance teacher, dance coach. And I think you need depth in a specific area if you want to market yourself as a dance coach. Yeah, and that's the thing that I'm struggling with, like to focus on one specific area. Yeah, and then Joysu and Hui Xiang was able to get me into Odoro, which I was observing from afar for very long, because in the Odotemita scene, there's very few things that, there are very few dancers that show up and put themselves on the internet, and I would like aggressively try and search for like anything that was going on. Like even till today, when I have the Discord server, I post on like every single dance cover within the realm of Singapore that shows up. And I think that I would say I hit a good 90% of the dance videos that ever show up in Singapore. Odotemita, yeah. Even like when the Chinese like exchange students started coming in to Singapore to do like university, I would keep track of them, yeah, like a hawk. So like it's just inbuilt in me, because I guess it stemmed from the fact that I wanted to make friends and I wanted to find people around my age. And then now it's just a habit. Like I am constantly watching this community and like wanting to keep tabs on how big it is, who are the people inside, what's popular. I guess because now I run events, so knowing like the people, knowing their interests, and keeping up with the scene is very important when you want to scope out like what to do for events, what kind of people to invite, what's the focus there. Yeah, for like very long, I kept seeing like K-pop random play dancers, and I kept asking, do you think the scene is ready for a J-pop random play dance? Because firstly is the number of people to participate, because random play dance usually have a lot of people. And the second thing is that the concentration of song interests needs to be quite narrow. Like K-pop, you only know the big few, so that's good enough to like set up a random play dance list. And the third thing is that we need people who have a wide vocabulary, so that like people would show up for the random play dance and actually know the songs that are there. Yeah, so like for super long, I just kept asking, is this community ready for a random play dance? And we piloted it at Odo Link. Jasmine did the first one, and then I did the one at EOY, and then we kept doing it for 3 years. And yay, we're finally ready for it. And then we got it and we made it happen. And I was very, very happy that it happened. Yeah. And then now, like, J-pop random play dances are such a mainstream thing in other conventions. It's pretty insane. Yeah. Yeah, then beyond that, uh, yeah, so let's talk about events. So when I first joined Odo Temita, by the way, I'm going through my entire dance history. That's just how it is. I don't think I would talk about this anywhere else. And like, I don't think I'll ever have the opportunity to talk about it again. So you get to hear my whole story. um, yeah, so how I started in events was because I kept seeing other communities have like large scale events, competitions, projects, and then we didn't have that for Odotemita, or at least English speaking Odotemita. I remember seeing the connecting Heli OC chorus covers, and a lot of Utaite circles were having like Utaite competitions and like collaborations. And I wanted that for the Odorite scene because I wanted to participate in this kind of thing, and it just wasn't happening. So I said I would do it myself. Yes, I think the international scene had very few collabs that actually happened. Before me, were there any? Singapore had one. Singapore had the Mega Happy Synthesizer video at EOY, the last year that it happened at Marina Barrage. I participated in that. It was organized by Melos, Path of Melos. But internationally, I don't think I saw it happen. So when you don't see things happen, you gotta make it happen, right? I just emailed people. I just went to this. I think this was before the Discord, the international Discord even existed. So I just went to like YouTube search every single like country and then Odorite and then just try and find Odorite from different countries. And then I went into their comment section. I like tried to find their Facebook, their email. I just sent them like anonymous email like, hi, I'm a person. I had 200 subscribers back then. Some of the Odorite in my project had 2,000 subscribers. Even to this day, I don't have 2,000 subscribers. I was like, this is insane that they would trust me with their videos. But yeah, a lot of them replied. We were able to get a few people, and then we did the project. That was the first project, Sunny Days World International project, and that was a success. To me, it was a success, and I hoped that it sparked a lot of other collaborations to come. For a long time, I alternated between the international, doing an international mega collab, and then a local mega collab, which was the home world. It was the Planet Loop project that was for local. Then I did another international project, which was when COVID hit, I think. When COVID hit, I did another international project. And then it was also because like during COVID, you could kind of see it affect people, and I wanted to do something about that, you know? I told them, like, I know some of you guys live in the middle of nowhere where COVID hasn't spread yet, but I hope that everyone can film it in their homes so that the people who are stuck at home would feel less stuck. Yeah, so that's what we all did. And then I went and then I did another local thing. And then I think from then on, I just focused on local because the local scene was growing quite a bit. And I wanted to be able to help the local scene grow. Yeah, it was during that time I also finally joined Odoro. And Odoro, after the first year, they asked me if I could do exco, like to do the committee, and I was pretty torn because I knew that the local scene had a lot to do. Like I could think of a million things I wanted to do to like help the local scene. There was also things I wanted to do with Odoro, but also because I came from a place of I've been dancing for like four to 5 years at this point, and I really wanted to I really wanted to do something like quite elevated. And Odoro is a club that and so a lot of people are doing like odotemita for the first time, and a lot of my projects or ideas that I have in my head required like people who are very experienced or people who desire for like a certain level of polish, because you've been in the scene for so long, you want a challenge, you know. So I couldn't make a lot of my vision happen with Odoro, and I felt like took if I if I like took exco position in Odoro, I would change Odoro because I was so aggressive. And I also knew that I would not settle for less, you know. Finally being asked something for the first time. Yeah, right? Because like all this time I was the one like organizing things because no one was asking me things. But that's just how life works, right? You just have to be the one to do it instead of waiting for people to approach you. And now people approach me. You'll actually be surprised. Not a lot of people approach me for things. Yeah, I guess because after a while people think you're intimidating or busy, which is true. I am busy, so I have to say no sometimes, which is it's like a weird feeling, because like for very long you just wish that people would come to you with like dances to do and stuff, but like now it's like, oh, you can actually like be picky about things. It's very completely different perspective. Yeah, so that's what. So I turned down Odoro Exco, and I put all my efforts into the local scene. We set up a Discord. The Discord is like, I think it's fine. It's good enough for a Discord, you know. Like when really, really big things happen, it goes crazy. And then the rest of the year, there's nothing, which is fine. When I say really, really big things, I mean like when Iripon was shadow dropped as a guest for EOY, and I literally had like nowhere else to scream into the void, and we all just screamed into the void together, like, Iripon, how the shit is this happening? Yeah. So the Discord's great for that, and also for just sharing videos. And I think beyond that, it's fine. We can just leave it as it is. I see a lot of Discords like die, especially when it surrounds one person. That's why I'm glad that people post shit to the Discord. It's not like my Discord. I don't call it my Discord. For some time, we had a bit of confusion because like a bunch of people from the tutorial channel thought that that was my Discord, but it's not. It's the country's Discord. So if you're not in the country, this Discord like doesn't help you at all. Yeah, so it's only for people in Singapore, but then people don't know what is Singapore, and they think like, oh, it starts with an S, so it must be like sun. But no, it's just a Discord for my country. Yeah, it's a small country, but it's good. Yeah, I think an advantage of Singapore is that we are small and concentrated in a city very close to Japanese culture. So because of that, like if you want to collab with someone, you're like right next door. I know some people live in the countryside. They're not very close to like people in their country, physically close. Like if you want to collab, you have to travel like 4 hours. Not happening, right? So I guess we are blessed in that sense. And we're blessed that events like EOY would fly down Odorita from Japan to like let us meet them. And now that I'm an adult, I throw them my money. Yes, throw them my money to support them. Yeah, which is money is a whole different thing, because like to sustain being a dance teacher or like being a dancer, it's like a very different lifestyle, because it's all gig work, you know. It's not stable, and there are very few people who can do it, especially for such a niche category as odotemita. I'm not so sure if it's possible. Like even the odorites in Japan, they have a full-time job, which is crazy. I don't know how they do that. Yeah, and I guess I have to keep my full-time job to sustain myself. I wish that there was a way to do dancing, like whether it's being like casted in a kids show. I actually want to do kids show, but even then it's like temporary because it will only run for so many years. And then, oh, hi Wan John, wahoo. And then also for like YouTube, like I can't get any money because of copyright. Like because every single tutorial video I do is copyrighted. Even the ones with like 1 million views, I don't get any money. So like it's really not sustainable. I never expected this live stream. I only live stream, I think I've only live streamed like 3 or 4 times on this channel. Yeah, it's not very frequent. I just need to like blah about my anniversary video and my dance life. Whoa. Yeah. And then, oh my god, Won John, the girl that I the girl that I asked you to message. Yeah, I don't know if you're here, but like the girl I asked you to message, you messaged her, and then like because of like the Instagram security thing, then like it went into her, the request thing where she has to manually approve. Then she like didn't know where to find it. Then she only found it 6 days later, and that's where she replied you. So you know what? Maybe this is the universe saying it wasn't meant to be. Okay, back to this. Yeah, so yeah. What was I talking about? Yeah, okay, so we had the Discord. Singapore's a great place. We've done a few projects. And then now I'm like the person who does projects. But I'm very glad that other people in the scene have also like learned this thing called initiative, where they would run their own projects, like the Vocaloid Cafe that happened last weekend was like amazing. I think it's like really representative of the community like stepping up and doing things themselves. I've also been trying to like hand away projects. So this year I handed over my Uta Odo project to Atsuko and Krim, and I also am handing away my random play dance project to CG and Iris, because actually it's because I don't have enough time, and they approached me saying that they still want to do it, and that's why I decided to let them like take over the project. I don't even know if it's temporary or full time, but it's great that like people are trying things out instead of like waiting for me to do something, because I might not always want to run projects, and like remember I started projects because I want to participate in projects. So like I want people to run projects so I can just be a participant and not have to organize it. But I'm also like really good at admin stuff, so I do like organizing now and then. Like the Miku project, we're going for the Miku Miku concert. We're gonna dance Miku Miku on the field. Yay! That one I would do it because I really want to do it. It's been a while since we've had a dance together thing. Yeah, but like Odo Show does its own thing, and sometimes people like do mini events and like invite other people to perform with them. So in a sense, like I think the community is like growing up and learning how to develop ideas and try things for themselves, which is great. So I can be hands off a bit, like yeah. A big reason is because I was busy planning my wedding and also doing this 10-year anniversary video that took many weekends. That's why I really just have no time to run Uta Odo or do the RPD. Yeah, and it's very painful like having to like give up your baby for something else. It's kind of like doing startups and then selling your startups to a big company. Except like instead of big company, it's just your friend. Yeah, I guess because I really like care about my projects and the message that it brings across. And if someone were to like take my project and like warp the message, then that wouldn't be very good. So for example, when I had the Uta Odo project, it was really because there are a lot of singers, there are a lot of dancers. Why can't they come together? Basically that. Hong Kong had a connecting singer and dancer event, and I thought we need to have that too. That's why I did the Uta Odo project. I think it's one of my more successful projects. Like there is lasting effect. When I was going to create the, how to say, for the Uta Odo project, when I paired people up in the first year, it was a dancer and a singer randomly paired together. Not random, I was the matchmaker, but because of that, like a dancer only has so many things to talk about with the singer. At most, it's the music that has a common interest. But in the second round, we did that 2 dancers and 2 singers make a 4-person group. And then when we put those people together, like the dancer pairs really hit it off quite well, especially when you meet up in person. Then you have this like off time to talk, and that's how you make connections. And I think like one of my Uta Odo pairings went on to like perform live like a year later, and I was like, oh, I put them together, you know, like I'm like Simon Cowell, like making these girl groups. Yeah, so it's very rewarding. Yeah, I'm going to the Miku concert. Ah, you're going also. I I'm going cause I like stay near Buona. Then also I'm doing like a dancing project on the field. So like I got people to sign up, and then like we're gonna learn a dance like in your own free time. And then at 6:30, you know the field in between Buona Vista MRT and like the Buona Vista Star Vista, we're gonna like film the dance on the field and then go for the concert. Yeah, it's gonna be at 6:30, so we have like one shot to like get it before the sun sets. I think after the sun sets, then I'm going to get food. But yeah, if you're going alone, then I would just message you and let you know where I am. Yeah, you can like watch us from the field if you want. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I'll message you. I'll message you. So yeah. Um, so that's about projects. Yeah, that's about projects. Projects is a huge thing, because like it's like there's so much. It's like a lot of work and sometimes a lot of money. Actually, I could get funding for it, but I'm too lazy. But at the end of the day, it's so unique. Like each project is very unique in its sense, and that's like the easiest way that I can like meet people and like see who's in the community. So that's why like it's like so it's like my interest, and also because I'm a talker, so like I get to talk to people when I do projects. Yeah, so that's projects, and I'm very glad to see where the community is today. Yeah. Okay. Okay, back to the video. Wow, this is insane. I can just talk forever. But I think that's almost my whole dance life. Melancholic, out of the gravity. I've done a few original choreos that I'm quite proud of. I wish that I was better at choreographing, but I'm not. And that's just a reality. And I think, yeah, if I want to teach dance, I need to choreograph more so that I have more material to teach, you know? In Japan also, they only teach their own choreography. They don't teach other people's choreography. That's kind of rude. So I hope that beyond tutorials, I can develop my own choreographies that people actually want to learn. Or I could just do the technique based, where like you do dance classes based purely on technique, which I feel like I'm leaning more towards that, because there's no way I can creatively churn out choreographies that are learnable and can teach you things and are trendy like at such a regular basis. Yeah, so hours. Okay, oh, I guess I have to talk about hours. Okay, wow. Okay, I need to drink water. Hold on. Shit, man, I could sit here and talk forever. Okay, hours is a choreography that was very, very special. I had already graduated from NUS at that point, and I think when I joined Odoro, the thing that I wanted to do the most was choreograph a large piece, because Odoro is the dance club, was known for having a lot of people. Like there is like less at that point there was less than 100 people who were doing Odo Temita in Singapore, and Odoro had 40 people inside. So you tell me what's the impact of like Odoro. And a lot of these 100 people that are doing Odo Temita at that time, a lot of them were casuals who only did like 2 dances a year or 1 dance a year, or like inactive. So like Odoro was like the place to be if you want to like meet people and do Odo Temita. Not all of them are hardcore, as in they just do it for fun and like to spend their university time. And like after university is over, they like are done with it. But like that's just the amount of like people they have is so powerful. And they were known that they could do 7 people choreographies, which is like 7 people is insane. There are only a few dance videos and dance like groups that can fit, that can achieve 7 people. Firstly are the Love Life groups that always disband within 1 to 2 years because of dramas. Secondly is burning. So if deck 4B burning was like one of the craziest, like, oh my gosh, it's a 7 people choreography. That one was by Queen. There was the SGP 48, not really SGP 48, like SG Malayan Girls or something. There was a competition, an idol sing dance competition that Suzume put together a bunch of dancers and singers to do a cover. I think that was 9 people, which was also insane. So these are like the significant large group things that were happening. There were 3 large group things that were happening. So like the fact that Odoro could just exist and do like 7 people, 9 people choreographies was like booms. So my goal getting into Odoro, like my bucket list, was to do a large person choreography and to choreograph it myself. And like, how to say, COVID happened. That's the first thing. Second thing was that the best I worked my way up. So the first one that I did with Odoro was number 1, which is the Boku no Hero Academia opening. I did it with 4 people. And then we worked some more. I did dance hall with Jasmine outside of Odoro. So I actually achieved my goal outside of Odoro. But like within Odoro, the one that I did in my final year was Watashi wa Saikyo. Wanted 7 people. I could only get 6 people. But in like my vision was like a whole group of people. I wanted it to be the mass dance, but I had no balls to say that. So I just said I want as many people as possible. Perhaps 12, okay with 9. I got 6. And which was good enough. Like I think that choreography that I did for Watashi wa Saiko was a shit choreography. I think it was awful. But for that time, it was like the best I could do because I wasn't practicing choreographing much. So I'm quite proud that it came out. Full stop. You know, whether it was good or not was a different thing. But I did that in my final year. I was not dancing in it. I was the choreographer because I need to see what's going on. And also, I was doing stage manager for that event. So I wasn't in the audience. I was at the soundboard pressing for the audio and getting people to go on stage on time. Yes. So that's the... So I thought it ended there because that was my last year in Odoro, or last year in NUS. But after I graduated, we had another Odo show. They asked me to be stage manager. And then I said, but what if I had a dream? And that dream was Ours, which was a song that was uploaded by Luna. And I said, I have a vision. And then the president said, sure, you can go with it. And that's how I did the mass dance of 42 people, I think. It was insane. A shit ton of people on stage. And I choreographed for that whole ensemble. And that was the ending dance. And like, that is my... Is it the swan song? I don't know what it's called. But that's my like last big thing I did with Odoro. And I'm very proud of it. And I hope that's like the last big thing I do with Odoro. Yeah. 42 all at once. I know it's crazy. The worst part is when they tell you you have 42 people and then you do all the formations. Like, it's not just like drawing a triangle with 42 people. It's like, okay, after the triangle with 42 people, how does each and every one of them move into their second position? And then after you're done doing all the formations, they tell you that, oh, 2 people dropped out because they cannot balance their studies. And then you're like, okay, I guess I have to redo all the formations again. It's insane. And like, when I'm eyeballing the practices, I cannot eyeball 42 people at one go. I can say it looks messy. I cannot tell who's the one making the mistake, you know, like how are you going to catch the one person doing the mistake? So what I did was I made them like film in groups of 5, and then I just went home and I watched through each video 5 times and gave them like individual feedback. It was intense, but like that's just what you gotta do, you know. And like personally, I wasn't too stressed by it because Odoro is a place where people learn, and like people have this expectation that everyone's like mostly new and they're just doing their best. It's mostly for fun. So the expectations aren't very high. So I don't have a lot of expectations to fill. But I think the president was freaking out because like every time we do practice, he needs to book a venue that can handle 42 people. And like people kept like becoming absent. And he was worried that people who are absent cannot like learn the dance. but it worked out in the end. Yeah, so that was ours. Okay, moving on. Kare Kute Gomen, I went to Japan and filmed. There's a lot of like events in Japan that actually I've never been to a dance event in Japan, which is crazy because like whenever I go on holidays, I pack my schedule every day and there's no days for like spontaneous stuff. Because I need to like get the schedule, I need to plan my holiday at least 2 months in advance. And if the events only release their dates 2 months before, then like I can't slot it into my schedule, you know? And I might not even be in Tokyo. I think most of them are in Tokyo. Okay, Aikotoba 2 is my 5th anniversary video and Jasmine did my costume for it and it was great. That's about it. Yeah. Okay, live. Kokoro Nashi. Kokoro Nashi is another big dance. I did it with I did it with HS. The big thing about Kokoro Nashi is that it's a love song video kind of thing. So it's like I had a very specific image I wanted, which is a handsome boy and like a pretty girl, and like so that's why I was very picky about like handsome boy, and then also cause like, I have a boyfriend, so like he needs to be okay with who I'm out there dancing with and like doing lovey-dovey like acting and stuff. So eventually it was like, okay, I think HS is the handsome boy that like my boyfriend is like comfortable with me doing a love song dance with, because I wasn't gonna settle for like girl for this song. This song's very like very specific. I want it to be a girl boy dance, and then we even like looked at the choreography, changed out some things that were a bit too intimate, like foreheads touching, and then like we gave it to I gave it to my boyfriend. HS gave it to his girlfriend, and like please look through this video and like tell me if you're not comfortable with anything in it. So that was quite funny. But I love Kokoro Nashi. We did it for Odo Step 2, and then Odo Step 2, it went so well that I told him, hey, I think we should do it for EOY. And EOY like already finished their auditions by then. Like they already closed up auditions. But luckily me and HS like didn't hit our 3 dance limit yet. There's a 3 dance limit at EOY. So we asked the organizers, hey, we have this dance that's like really intense and like we want to put it for EOY. And luckily the organizers were at Odo Step 2. They knew what dance we were doing, and like they like knew us long enough to like give us that trust that okay, we will let you in even though we already closed auditions. Yeah, so that was a very special case, and it was amazing because like we don't have that kind of dances on the EOY stage, and that year we had 2. Like it was Kokoro Nashi, me and HS, and then Jasmine did Inochi Kiraware Teiru. So it was 2 emotional songs at a stage that never had emotional songs for dance at least. So that was a big thing. That was a big thing for us. Yeah. Okay, back to the video. Sticky Bug, Summertime, Greenfield. Bakano-kun said my face looked like a stoner. Yeah, I was able to find a few dance practice videos to put in the anniversary video. And it's like, wow, I look the same. Yeah, and that's Jasmine, me and Jasmine. A lot of the clips have Jasmine inside because he was there like most of my dance journey, and I guess I'm like attracted to like people who can give me good feedback, and like Jasmine's a very straight guy, so like he would like give me honest thoughts about certain things. You know, sometimes, especially in Asian culture, everyone in the room would be thinking something, but no one dares to say it out loud. Well, Jasmine would say it out loud, so that's how I was like, oh, I like completely trust him because he is so open about his thoughts. Yeah. And then this video is of me at the dance battle. First public dance battle that I did not enjoy myself. I did not enjoy myself. I didn't prepare for it at all. But it's important to experience different things. So I stand by that. Doing that dance battle was a pivotal moment. And like waking up and like street dance is a lot deeper than I thought it would be. Yeah, I went for a few dance courses. I had a crisis. I was like, I need to get good, so I need to go for dance courses. And then when I finally got enough money to afford the dance courses, I was like, wait a minute, you can attend like single classes and no one would know who you are, and you just exit the next day and like you're forgotten. And then you come in the next week and like nothing's different, you know. Like you could go, I remember like I would go for like a specific teacher. I thought, okay, I need consistency. I would go for a teacher's dance class like 4 weeks in a row, and like the relationship barely built up. Yeah, I went for contemporary classes. I went for hip hop classes, street jazz classes, went for tutting classes. Yeah, a lot of it was just like, oh, there's no relationship here. Like, no one's giving me feedback, because in dance classes, especially the big ones, they don't give you targeted feedback. So like, I didn't know how to grow. So I did like dedicated long-term courses, and that was a bit better. A bit better. I went for Xiaomei. I went for Xiaomei's courses. They were good until she went into freestyling, and I don't want to be a freestyler. That's just a specialty, and it's not what I wanted to do. I did legacy course. I wanted to skip to level 2. They said no. I did level 1. Everyone in the level 1 class was treating this like a joke. There were people who were talking in class, never revised their moves in class. I did not enjoy level 1. I enjoyed level 2 a bit better. There was still a girl who didn't care about the dance class, which was insane. Then I moved. I also did a tutting course, so that was great. So I think Legacy specifically and New Heights are the studios that the teachers get personal time to know their students. I don't know what it is about the culture, but that's just how it is. When I went for my tutting class, the teacher asked me my name and he tried to remember it, and that was amazing. That's like way above like any other teacher that I got. It was a big step. So if you're a teacher out there, like really just ask for our names. It'll make me feel a lot better. It'll make me feel more comfortable in approaching you with questions, and it'll make me want to come back. Hi Jaisu. Yes, I am lying all about my dance life, but a lot of stuff is already said. Yeah, so like, I think hip hop was the best because it gave the most structure, and I love structure when I'm learning, but I don't like the music, so that was unfortunate. I really like street jazz, but the the teachers out there were giving me very vague concepts to work with. So isolation, body rolls, hips, spotting, turns, like not a lot of like, because in street jazz, I mean, there are some moves that have jazz names, but the teachers weren't teaching that. I didn't know how to build myself up to become a better street jazz dancer. I didn't know how to build up more power, more balance, more flexibility. Now I know how to do it, but back then I didn't, and the teachers weren't giving me anything to work with. So I couldn't go down the street jazz path, even though I thought that I resonated with the street jazz music because it's mainstream pop music, and also that I thought my body type and my dance interest was more inclined for street jazz than hip hop. So now I'm in a weird place where I have a lot of technical knowledge in hip hop, right? But my hip hop is still like meh at best, but I know how to teach it because I had very good hip hop teachers. And I really like doing street jazz, but if you ask me to teach someone in street jazz, I'll just be like, just work on your body isolations, just work on your hip rolls and your chest isos and all that kind of stuff. I still haven't taught street jazz yet. I think like a lot of older people want to learn it, so I guess it'll be on the list of things to teach, things to teach older and things to teach in general. Yeah, legacy was good for like foundation. So like I learned a lot of hip hop foundation because I did half a course under Detroit, and then 3 courses under Xiaomei or 2 courses under Xiaomei. But I wasn't sure if that technique was like very hip hop specific or like general dance foundation specific. So going for legacy was like very good for me to get a more broader foundation and like kind of understand how a mainstream site does like open choreo kind of mindset instead of like hip hop mindset, open choreo mindset. Yeah, so that was legacy, and legacy was good, but it was very long, and then like the hip hop music was getting to me. That's why I stopped. But I think that Jacob Lau is a good teacher, and if you can learn under Jacob Lau, that is good. not because of his teaching skills, but of his social skills, that he's able to encourage you as a student and like follow up with you and talk with you and give like to become more real. Then I think Haziq in TLE is not a very good teacher. I did not have a good time under him. He has a tendency, maybe it's like his family circumstance or like he has other commitments, but because of that, he was not consistent in showing up for classes, and we kept changing. We kept getting a replacement teacher. Jian Hong had to keep replacing our initial teacher, Haziq. So because of that, I didn't have a good time. I gave my feedback. My friend took the legacy course the term after me or 2 terms after me. He got Haziq. He also said the same thing. Haziq wasn't showing up for classes. So like, I don't know what's going on with that. But Jacob's a good teacher. I like Jacob. He's a good teacher. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's what happened with the courses, and that's what happened with the classes. And then there's my tutting teacher. So my tutting teacher is Jumpstart. I initially learned under him because I thought he looked handsome. Okay, that was it. He had a lot of charisma. He like rizzed up that dance video that I saw, and I was like, shit, I've fallen for this man and his little finger movements, and like that's it. That's just it. Okay, I admit it. I went to his class because he was hot, and that's it. And I had a great time. And he was like, hi, what's your name? And then I told him my name, and then he remembered my name, and then I showed up again, and then he still remembered me. And I was like, oh, he remembered me. And then like, cause starting class is all arms, right? And then like I would like do the thing, and then he'd be like, oh, your elbow needs to be a bit higher. And I'm like, oh shit, he touched me. Yeah, and I was like standing there going crazy, and then like Atsu, who I dragged to the class, was like, what the shit's going on with her? Yeah, don't worry, Bakano-kun knows that I'm into jumpstart, which is really funny, cause like a lot of people don't think he's that, like as in they're like, huh, jumpstart, like that's not like the first person you come to mind when you think of handsome tutor, cause there's another tutor who's like very Korean, center parting, all that kind of stuff. But no, I mean, okay, yeah. So that's how I learned tutting, and that's how I went for his tutting course. And like, I really like tutting, not just because of the teacher. I think it's very structured, and I can choreograph with tutting. Like the way that he taught me tutting was like, I had so much to work with. I had so much to learn from. Like everything had like a logic and a technique and like a reason for why it was working out and why it wasn't working out. Like for like a lot of dance, especially with like weight changes and stuff, when you're thinking in your head, right? And then you're like, oh, how do I like work with this, and like how can I get from this place to this place? Like the dancing is not very intuitive for me. I don't know. I'm just not a choreographer. But when I learned like tutting, and I learned like the building blocks of like the 90-degree angles and all the rotations and stuff, it just like clicked. So that's why I like doing tutting choreos. Yes. We'll move on. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Moving on through the video. Yeah, that's the tutting course that I did. To dance is to overcome my limits. This one's a rough one. My first dance club wasn't Odoro, it was a breaking club, and it hurt so bad. Like they promised me that they would chill, but actually they weren't chill. And like I could see all the guys just like be better than the girls because they had more muscles. And that was like just a painful truth. If you want to be a girl breaker, like a B girl, G girl, B girl, then you had to put in a lot more effort. And I just was a wimp at that, okay? I was only dancing for like 2 years-ish, and it was painful, and I didn't like it. So I just dropped out. And like dancing has a lot of like party tricks that like a gymnast can do. And if you're a dancer that's also a gymnast, there's a lot of party tricks you can do that like looks very impressive. It like, you could say, elevates the dance. But like the hard truth is that we're normal people, and like it's not always about the party tricks. So it's DC4. That's Dylan. Hi Dylan. Yeah, so it's not about the party tricks. It's like there's a lot, the musicality, the power, the balance. Like you don't have to have your legs above your head to look impressive, right? So like that was something that I had to learn. And like even though breaking is a very like core part of hip hop, it's okay if you don't participate in it. The same way that if you do locking, you don't need to do power moves. Like power moves is not a make or break it for locking in a locking battle. And even though some judges would score someone who can do power moves higher than someone who can't do power moves, it doesn't have to always be that way. Yes, I've talked to a lot of people in the street scene. There was a lot of hot takes circulating, and that's just how it is. So I learned to accept that like I am not like physically able to do a lot of things. I will try. I still think that my front walkover, which I've been working on since last year, will happen one day. I am quite certain of it. I just need to lock in, and I'm getting married, so I can't lock in right now. I'll lock in again after a few more months. But like I am like consciously like stretching, exercising, strength training, all that kind of stuff. So like I know that I will get there. But like beyond that front walkover that I'm intentionally working on, I'm not gonna expect myself to like pick up tricks very fast and stuff like that. I'm okay with like just being a good dancer with good foundation. But I do think other than that stupid front walkover, spotting is something I need to work on. And like it's good that you have things that you specifically know are your weak points and you will want to work on it. Because when you see the change, then it's very gratifying. So that's me, you know. Uh, and I remember like feeling like an imposter, being like 8 years into dance, and I still cannot spot because I knew that I wasn't putting in the time to like train my spotting. And then I saw an interview with a professional dancer, and she was like, haha, I can't spot, and I was like, oh, that's me. Like I didn't feel so bad about not being able to spot, and that kind of like encouraged me to like, okay, I could still try, you know, like instead of like having to be ashamed of it. Yes, I'm getting married. Go watch the 10th anniversary video that's uploaded now. Yeah, so uh it's yeah, so that's just the thing about like dance fundamentals and other essential tricks and party tricks, you know. There's like the different buckets that you can work on, and uh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Uh to dance is to overcome my limits, to discover new peaks. DJ Pa finale was a highlight, definitely a highlight. Uh, AFA was a highlight. AFA was a weird one. I only performed for AFA once. After that, like I didn't perform for AFA, but like that one time I performed for AFA, it was traumatic because I did not send them my audio files. I was so sure that I sent them my audio files. The email did not get through. I checked my sent box. I did not send my audio files. I'm there, like, I'm going on stage right after Reina. Reina was singing. I was there at the bottom of the stage. They said, hey, where's your audio files? And I was like, I sent them. No, you didn't. And I was like, what the shit? And then, like, I was breaking down at the side of the stage. And then Chungka, which is like the producer back then, stage manager, he was like, just send me the links. And I just sent him the YouTube links. And like, thank God, because like, I was in Suntec and the Wi-Fi was bad. And I was like, I'll download it on the spot. I was like, it's downloading so slow. And like, it was traumatizing. And then they were like, it's okay, it's our fault. We didn't chase you when we didn't receive it 1 week before the event. It was insane. Like, cause like I also told them like, oh, I don't need Bupan, and they were like, oh, she didn't reply. I guess she wants Bupan, so I had a Bupan, like very spontaneous one, and which no one came for because I didn't advertise it, because I didn't know I was doing Bupan. Yeah, so yeah, luckily he got the audio up, but because I was like hastily giving him YouTube links to my songs, the song Chikyu no Saigo no Kakuhaku O, I gave him the wrong version, and because of that, there was an extra 4/8 at the ending. Like the ending instrumental was double the time, and I thought it was over, and it just kept going, and I had to improv on stage, when I've never, like, that was the point where I haven't even learned freestyle yet. So it's like, this is the biggest night of my career, and like, I messed up the audio thing. I didn't send my audio, I didn't have a backup thumb drive. My first few years, I was like, I will do good practice. I will always bring a backup thumb drive with my music in it, and like, cause EOY said you should always have a backup thumb drive or DJ Pass. So I always did that, and I got lazy. And the year that I got lazy was like the biggest night of my career, and I was panicking behind stage, and Bakano-kun was not there to help me out. Yes, and I did it. I performed. Yay. Okay, great. I know, right? A lot of law. Yeah, I said that I would be going through my entire like dance history in this video because I'll never say it again. We are 1 hour and 10 minutes into the live stream. Okay, yeah, um, yeah. Performing at EOI. EOI is a great place to perform. I always recommend people to perform at EOI. To give back, we did Odolink. Odolink was a revolutionary, weird ass thing. Like, it's kind of crazy how I tried to like describe it to my friends. I said people will come, we'll do activities. It may or may not include dancing, but like the dancers will get to know each other and become friends. And I think it's an average event. Like, you can't facilitate friendships. Friendships just happen. That's why Uta Odo actually is a better um, way for people to develop bonds than Odo Link, because Odo Link's a very touch and go kind of thing. Uta Odo, you give them a project, they're actually invested in it. You have to work with someone over a few weeks, and like the downtime in between, especially for the ones that we paired them up, like 2 dancer, 2 singer, got them to like talk and like make friends. Does that mean that Odolink doesn't achieve its purpose? I think that Odolink is still not bad. I think it's pretty good. I think it's something that we don't usually do, and that makes it unique. Yeah. How it can best achieve its purpose, I think it's just like that, like there's just that much interaction you can get over a 1 day event, and if somehow we can make it better, then it will happen. Like, for example, I think the second time we did Odolink, the ice-breaking question or the introduction question I put in was, what is your obsession? Which is great because people would just say dance, right? But no, people were able to say like, oh, I'm really into like Honkai Star Rail or like this specific fandom. And having a second interest actually like can get people together a lot better. Okay, moving on. Okay, RPD. I already talked about RPD and like how it's a thing. And that's great that it's a thing. And I'm glad that someone else is doing it this year. That's hours, yes. Hours for Odo Show. That's dance hall. Dance hall is a big thing. It's a big accomplishment. It's like a dream that actually happened. And I don't know how it happened, but it did. And I will never top dance hall. Okay, hide and seek. Man, to like refilm this hide and seek video, me and Bakano-kun went to Kent Ridge Park, and I said, I know this place. My mother brought me here. Like, because back then, like, I was like out of school, right? So my mother, hello, Mamaka. Thank you. And congrats on your marriage too. Ooh. My wedding's in end of November. Yeah, so like hide and seek, 6 May 2016. Yeah, that was still very peak depression. I was back in school already. So 2016, I was back in school. I retook my Sec 4, and then since it's May, I still didn't have any friends. So my mother would sometimes bring me out to like do things. So I specifically said, let's go to a park to film a dance cover. So my mother brought me to this place where I filmed hide and seek. She drove me there, and then we filmed it. And I was telling Bakano-kun, I need to go back to this place, but I just don't know where it is. I knew it was in Kent Ridge Park. Like, my brain was telling me Kent Ridge Park. But like, because my mother drove me there, me and Bakano-kun took public transport, and then we tried to walk there. We were like, this isn't the place, this isn't the place. Are you sure this is not the place? Like, are you sure this place exists? And like, we walked so much to find this place. And like, when I found it, I was like, yes, this is the place. Okay. Yeah, Okini Mesu Mama, that was Odo Step 2 audition video. We had to audition back then, which was great. Because I remember Odo Step 1 happened, and I was like, why was there no audition call? How come like Queen is performing? How did I miss the audition call? There was no audition call. It's closed invite. I guess I'm not popular enough yet to be closed invite. So I was like, oh. So then Odo Step 2 happened, and they had like audition call where you have to like audition with a public video, and I was like, yes, I'm getting into Odo Step 2. Yes, audition. Yes. At that point, I didn't feel any auditions so far. For a very long time, I just passed every single audition because like the barrier to entry is like quite reasonable. Yeah. The hardest audition I would say is DJ Pa because they will actually like criticize you. EOY is more like on the showmanship, but DJ Pa they also criticize your technique, which is like, so that's the only one that I wasn't sure if I would get in and Auto Step 2. But after that, I had this crazy year, 2023 or 2022, where I failed 6 auditions in a row. But that was also because I was auditioning for mainstream things. I auditioned for mainstream street dance clubs, 2 of them. I auditioned for the National Day Parade. That was embarrassing and painful and embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. All the professional dancers around me, and then there's me who's a clown. I auditioned for a recital I didn't get in. And then there were 2 more things I auditioned for. I can't remember what, but I failed. I failed all 6 auditions. And it was crazy. I told Odoro, or I told the Odoro Exco, or like I told myself, I'm not going to do anything for Odoro this year, at the end of this year. I'm not going to sign up for any Odoro events because I'm going to get into a dance club, a mainstream dance club, and I'm going to get good. And I'm going to like spend all my devote all my efforts into this mainstream dance club so that I can develop myself as a dancer. And I failed all the auditions and I said, shit, I have nothing to do with the rest of my year. Yeah, so that was ridiculous. Okay, back to the video. Yeah. Okay. Oh, at 2 minute 21, it says to dance is to make connections. So I have like a few. When are you gonna do a baby metal dance? I'm not interested in baby metal, so never. Yeah. Bakano-kun's into hard rock metal thingy. He likes that kind of stuff. I don't actually like that kind of stuff. Like J-rock, I'm very mainstream J-rock kind of girl. To dance is to make connections. These are my poly friends who I was able to convince to learn Shake It with me. They weren't dancers, I taught them. It was not bad. We never filmed it, but it was not bad. This is Yudachi no Ribbon. I did it with Joysu and Queen. I think it was my idea or Queen's idea. It was nice. I think this was the first time I danced with Joysu. Yeah, then we practiced in Queen's school, and then we filmed in Queen's school. And then like the whole makeup thing happened again where I had to wear makeup, and then like I stressed out and then I cried, and then it was like, oh, what do we do with this girl now? So that was another thing. I cried on the filming day because I was like, I don't know how to wear makeup and I don't know how to explain it to these 2 girls that I don't know how to wear makeup. Help. Yeah. And then after that, this is the first dance with DK Men. So it's Lost Ones Weeping with Hui Xiang and Jasmine. I think DK Men is like a comfort place for me because firstly hip hop, secondly at least like somehow we do hip hop now and then. Actually we've only done like 3 dances together, but like I think Jasmine and Hui Xiang are just like bros, and because I was in engineering for very long, I was very used to talking with bros. So yeah, that's why that's just how it is. Like okay, for a long time, like I was in engineering and all my friends were guys, and then Bakano-kun was like, can you please make some female friends? But like if your course of 60 only have 5 girls and all the girls are like not your type, or like you already lost all your social skills, then like how you gonna make girlfriends, you know? So like in uni I put in a bit of effort, and Odoro has a lot of girls, so that was great. But like in poly, it was a whole different thing. So DK men was like, oh bros, I know how to behave around bros. Yeah, especially cause like I was in a girls' school and I went straight to like engineering, and then like in the girls' school I had no friends, or at least I thought I had no friends because I had no social skills. And then when I went to the guys' school, there was a lot of guys who like had worse social skills than me because engineering guys, autistic guys, or like guys who like grew up in boys' school, so they don't know how to talk to girls. So I was like, okay, I got a bit of edge over the EQ in this room. Yeah, okay. DK men, Sankakse. Sankakse is a very like comfort area also because we're all the same age. No, Egg is younger. We're not all the same age, but we're around the same age. And like for a long time, a lot of the active people in the dance scene were older than me. Like Suzume is grandma, and like Queen, Joyce, Jasmine, Hui Xiang, they're all older than me. And I don't know, I just wanted someone around my age group. And I also envisioned if I were to like have a dance crew, then like it would be around my age group. So I'm glad that these people exist. Yeah, but like, you know, Egg was like for Egg like alternates between being very busy and disappearing and like doing art stuff and then like doing Odotemita again. So it like depends on the season for her. And like, you know me, I cannot comprehend people who have more than one hobby. I was like, why can't you just dance and just only dance? Like, can you not dance? Like, we're dancers, you know, we're supposed to dance, but like clearly she has a career to manage, so that's why she like, you know, then like Atsu also, it's like she's just an artist in general. So like not only dancing, she like sings, acts, a lot of acting. She likes acting, cosplay. So like she's a very well-rounded artist in that sense. And I'm like, why can't we just dance? You know, like why must have storyline? Why must act? Why must do cinematic stuff? Like now and then I get the itch, you know? I get the itch of like, wow, this is gonna be like theatrical and like cinematic and stuff. But like not all the time. And Natsu's like that all the time. So like she's like more of the like big picture kind. And then I'm just like, I just wanna dance. So like in a way like we all have our little differences. But now and then we come together as a triangle to like do stuff. Like Triple S, October, come for it. Yeah. These are the Hong Kong girls. So at 2:27, you'll see a squash court, and that's like me and three other girls. They're from Fiari. They're from Hong Kong. It was the first time I met up with someone from overseas to dance. I went over to Hong Kong to do it. It was a squash court with a mirror inside the practice room, and then we had one practice, and then we filmed like a few days later. They're very nice. They're all like older than me, so they were like, oh yeah, younger sister. And they all spoke Cantonese, but then they also knew like Putonghua and like a bit of English. So that's how we communicated. They're the ones that are more talented. Fiari was like a goal for me because they were like 7 people girl group. They all like design their own costumes. They are well rounded. They all have their own thing, but they come together and they have like one man lives too. The Hong Kong scene is very different from Singapore scene. So like I wanted that to be the angle for me. And well, I mean, I cannot find 7 girls, but I found 3 girls and 1 guy, which is not bad too. Yeah. But yeah, I think I really look up to Fiari for a very long time as like the kind of person the kind of like group I wanted to have because they seem like genuine friends. Yeah, and then that's Lauren in Germany. Germany was like a big thing too because Dokomi is like insane. Uh, that's yeah, and there's just a few other B rolls of like other friend groups. There's a lot of friend groups that didn't make it into the video, basically because I don't have like practice videos of it, or like I just don't have enough time in this video to like feature it. But yeah, I really appreciate like Queen, Komine, Raynon, um, like Melos and Maywen and Sean Chan and like every permutation of humans that I collab with. I collab with quite a few humans, and like now I'm in like a comfort zone where I know who I trust and who I enjoy working with. And when you hit like a specific age, you only have so much time to like dance and like work with people, so you get very picky. But like when you're a student and you have like all the time in the world, like you just want to meet people, you know. Yeah, so yeah. Then this was Mannequin, where it was my birthday video. It had nine people inside. It came quite spontaneously. Once again, Bakanokun's my enabler. And I think like something about the Mannequin video was that I used the excuse of my 25th birthday to film it. And thanks to that, I got to be like the main character, or at least I felt like the main character, which is like, it's a nice feeling. Because when I do like large collabs and stuff, especially when you're the choreographer, by right, you should just put yourself in the center front row, because you're the one who knows the dance best anyways, and like it's just a way for you to lead everyone and get your credit. I don't know why I felt very paiseh about that. So like, for example, DJ party, the formations and stuff, I like put myself off center or like to the side. I didn't dare take the center position. I guess it's very Asian of me. But yeah, uh, I just never like thought of, I never had like the guts to just take center position the whole time. I guess Mannequin is still like rotating cast, but like I was able to just say, yeah, I'm the center, you know, cause like it's my birthday. Yeah, so that was one of it. Yeah, but now I mean I totally understand like the, oh, if you choreographed it, just take the center position. Yeah. Okay, then there's this whole section which is to dance is to be part of a community, and the whole thing is just odoro. Like I know that there's like the larger odorite community and odotemita community, but that one like morphs and changes every few years, and like I put in so much effort into this community, and then like 3 years later the people are different, and I'm like, wait, I'm at square one again. Okay, I'm not at square one again. Like people see the effects cascade down when you do like an event that's new for the first time or collabs. Like the culture of like people meeting each other, and like the culture of like filming videos and putting yourself out there and being in events, like it grows. But like the people change, and then like I feel different about it every year. But like odoro is like some kind of like constant for me, even though I enter the working world. It's like always there, and like because there is some form of control over like the message of odotemita is an entry level thing that anyone can join, and we're all just weeps. And the definition of odotemita also like morphs and changes along the years, especially like pro seka coming out, mainstream J-pop coming out, TikTok coming out. But because odoro is still quite focused on traditional odotemita, but and while still being receptive to like these new concepts, so I feel a lot of like comfort in odoro, and also because I have an identity, and the people there are also like, there's new batches, but there's also alumni who stay, and it feels a lot like home. So it's a really, really big part, because like, you know, for the longest time I'm trying to find a community and like people who I can relate to and build relationships with. But then like yeah, I think I found that when I joined odoro. It took a while, it took a few years, yeah, especially because like COVID, and like I'm still like working on my social skills. But I also did come in as a bit of a nepo baby, because like I knew a lot of alumni inside. Yeah, and then now I think I just enjoy showing up for odoro. Yeah, and like it has all like the barbecue and stuff. I like the barbecue. Yeah, COVID effed with a lot of things. You know, when like COVID was happening, we wanted to like do like 5 people dances, and then our government changed the rules to like 2 people, and you're like, well shit, we already made all these plans, you know. So it's like, it was very annoying when you cannot plan ahead, and like all the events weren't willing to like open up because they didn't know like if the government would crack down again. So yeah, COVID was a time, but like I was able to do a lot of dances. So like within odoro, my first dance was with Yukine and Haoyuan. We we did Delusion Text, and then I did Doro Doro San. I think I IC'd that item. There's a clip of Joelle falling down. Joelle and me are like buddies in a very weird way. Like, huh? Who knew? Yeah. Then a few Odo show clips. A few dance workshops that I taught at Odoro. Some partying. We like parties. A lot of hours. More partying. Lo Hei. Loe's in UK right now. She's doing her masters. It's kind of crazy. Hi, and then the most recent dance I did with Odoro was Fruit Basket, which is great. I love cute dances. Yeah, so that's Odoro. And then the last one is to experience life, which is at the core of it. Me and Bakano-kun, like our common thing is Japanese culture and events. And it's great that we can share this hobby, like him as the photog and me as a dancer, that we can spend so much time together. Because I think otherwise, if I dated someone who didn't understand events and didn't go for the events, I would, and like my whole life is just dancing and events, you know. Sometimes like everyone's a bit like, but Kanokun very typical like boyfriend, show up for the dance practice and then sit in one corner until his girlfriend is done. But like, it's really important that he's around, you know, like if not, then like a huge portion of my life is not with my significant other. Yeah, there's this clip where I'm in UT and then there are these two girls who came up to me while I was doing my dance practice and they said, could you teach us how to dance that? And then like the dance that I was doing was like How to Make You a Fighter, which is like a very difficult song. And I said, how about we learn Kinyobi no Ohayo instead? So I taught these two girls who are like maybe like 7 and 5 or something like that, or maybe 5 and 4. I taught them how to dance, which was very cute. I think they were like my first students. And then they said, would you come back to teach us again tomorrow? And I said, this is in UT, dear. I'm not coming to UT for the next like 3 years. I don't think so. Yeah, UT is pretty far. So I never saw those two girls ever again. Yeah, experience life. There's a Yoasobi concert. Bakano-kun and I went to the Yoasobi concert. Hi, Sean-chan. I'm almost done talking, man. You came in late. It's already 11. Yeah, and then here's my compilation of me bowing at every single event, which I was like, wouldn't that be funny if like I somehow sourced out the clips for every single event that I performed at and I somehow bowed in every single event? And like I dug up the clips and I was like, hey, actually I can make this work. It was insane. I was like, I just kept watching through the clips, skipping to the end. I was like, oh, I bow. Oh, I bow. Oh, we also bow here. I was like, shit, man. I'm quite consistent about this. So we made it a thing. That's how I got in the video. I was able to get most of my videos except for, I will tell you what videos, what events I didn't get. Sometimes at events I perform 3 or 4 items and I just take one of it. So EOY 2016, Cosfest 2017, DJ Party 2017, EOY 2017, DJ Party 2018. I think there is, yeah, DJ Party 2017, EOY 2017. I think I did NUS Japanese Cultural Festival 2018. That one was the memories themed one. I did Star Night Show and no one filmed it. So that's just why. That's just how it happened. Midori Pixels took a photo at the event. I have that one photo. I asked him, did you take any videos? He said no. I don't recall anyone else in the crowd with a camera, so I do not have a video of that event. That one is lost in time. But other than that, there are always people at events taking videos. I'm very, very grateful for that. Path of Melos is one of the ones who tried to normalize like the events having an official upload, official record and upload of the performance. I don't think it still happens nowadays, but there's a lot of very nice people. For example, MT48 Photography, Cairo, who else? Speed Night, sometimes Speed Night nowadays takes photos, I think. There's this guy called Fritz SG who back then did a lot of this, and he had my videos. Like, I think there were some videos that I was like, there's no way I can find a video of this performance, especially like my first ever performance doing Kimi Iwo ni Somaru, but he had all my videos, which was like insane. Like, there was one video that I couldn't find, and then a few months ago, he uploaded that video from like a few years back. I don't know why he re-uploaded it, but yeah, miracles. Thank you, Fritz. I've never met this man. Yeah, Ramen Revolution, EOI 2018, and USJCF 2019. DJ Party, this DK Man's first appearance. Escape Confessions. Escape Confessions is a very interesting one because they paid me $200 for the performance, and I was like, what's this? Money to perform? And then like I was like, how come Escape can give me $200? Other events cannot give me like $50. Yeah, so that started a whole hoo-ha and debate around like events. And I remember we talked about like, how come we must pay to audition? Aren't we the entertainment? Are we drawing in crowds? Like, why are you charging us? But like, now I'm an adult and I understand that stages cost money, sound guy very expensive, lights very expensive. I just appreciate that there's a stage to perform on. A lot of communities do not have these opportunities come so regularly and openly. So I take my words back, I shut up, you know? Yeah. But also that's because I'm an adult now, I have adult money to audition. Okay, AFA 2019, this is the whole traumatic miracle stage that happened. EOI 2019, JCF, DJ Party Coda was the first one post-COVID. And I choreographed Butterfly, which was like a big thing for me because I'm a weeb and I love Digimon. And Emerson hates Butterfly, but like as a joke, we did it and it's so good. Like now and then, I come back to this video and like when I hear the singers sing the a cappella harmonizing of the opening Mugen Daina Yume no Atono, then like goosebumps, and I'm like, yes, this is like the perfect live performance. Yeah, OMG. Also, EOY had like a recital a few years ago, and I remember getting asked by Casey to like be one of the team leaders for the recital, and I was like, bro, I have no friends. I cannot make a team for the recital. I legit had no friends. I think that was before I met Jasmine. I knew Egg. That's it. That's the only person I knew and collab with. I think it was just Egg. Maybe Sean Chan. Like Sean Chan, Melos, Maywen. Like I knew 4 people. And 3 of them were not regularly dancing. I can't make a crew for this recital, so that's why I was not involved in the EOY recital that year. But I think if they did it again any other future year, I would be able to form a team. Just saying. I thought it was a good concept and it was very novel, and I wouldn't mind them doing it again. Although I did read that EOY had too many dance performances last year and they are cutting back. So, whoopsie. Okay, moving on. DJ Pakoda, EOY 2022. That's when we did Kokoronashi on the big stage. Yeah. There's no bowing clip of Odo Step 2 because I did not bow in any of the videos. I don't think so. I didn't bother trying. I just knew that I didn't bow. I did 3 items. Dokomi, overseas performance. Dokomi, 3rd place. We got too many prizes at Dokomi. It was impossible to bring home. EOI 2023. EOI 2023, I was featured performer. Featured performer is a very interesting thing at EOI. Basically what it means is that you get a longer time slot and you get your face on the poster. That's about it. 2 things. Longer time slot, face on the poster. And I really wanted EOY featured performer since the very beginning. I think maybe from my second EOY onwards, I said I wanted EOY featured performer and I wasn't getting it. If you ask me now why I think I wasn't getting it, it was firstly because my costumes were very plain, so I don't look very flashy. So clearly, why would I look nice on a poster? that's basically it. I think that's like one of the basic things. Then like I would like copium and say, oh no, they always want like singers or idols or big groups, and it's because I'm a soloist, that's why cannot get featured. And after that, like people who were soloists got featured, and I was like, I'm making excuses, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Um, why did I want featured? I think firstly was that I liked the idea of having a multi-item set list, which was kind of funny because DJ Pa gave us that opportunity. So I don't understand why I needed, I wanted that multi-item set list so bad. I think I just wanted the prestige of like featured performer, but I wasn't getting it. And like EOI would give it to like other groups, and then I'll be like, EOI gave it to this group, but then they disbanded after like 3 months or 4 months. Then they're just wasting the promo they got for featured performer. Blah 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 blah. Okay, that's just how showbiz works. At the end of the day, I've matured and I know that that's just reality. And like people give it, and then people like benefit from it, or they don't benefit from it. And that's just the reality. So I was just a teenager complaining about things. But like it was really, really big that I finally got my first performer feature in EOY 2023. But also I kind of forced it. Like I auditioned and then I put in like I want to do 3 songs, and I auditioned the whole videotape of me doing 3 songs in a row without stopping. And then I put in my comment section, I want to be featured performer. Please make me featured performer this year. So that's how I got it. Whether it's because I deserved it or because I opened my mouth to ask, that's just how it is. Yes. Okay, then EOY 2024, which was last year, and then it's my so-called wedding reveal. I don't know if people watch it and they would think, oh, is she getting married? But like that was the whole concept. When we did our pre-wedding photo shoot, we went to the island, and then we took those few videos of me and Bakano-kun, and like I just worked with that. Let's just say it was a bit of both. Yeah, you know, sometimes you just gotta ask, and sometimes you deserved it. Yeah, and then there's this cute shot of me and Bakano-kun on the St. John thing. Super cute. We worked really hard on his costume. I forgot to bring my petticoat to the island. Yes. And then now is the bowing compilation, which like the past few weeks, I like spent all my weekends just hunting down these locations. Okay, I have an Excel sheet. I was like, okay, these are the locations in the west. These are the locations in the central. And like the west killed me because it was also far apart. Like even like taking the bus from west location 1 to west location 2 was like 30 to 40 minutes. Then central killed me because now it's the F1 period. So there was a lot of videos in the central that I couldn't get because of the F1 setup. I couldn't get dance hall. I couldn't get Electric Magic, which was taken at City Hall at the Padang because of F1. I couldn't get Scape because Scape has the stupid plants there blocking the railings. So it's like even if I took my bowing video there, it's like super weird because people cannot recognize it as Scape. Then I also missed out. I got Merlion, but Merlion was like a meh because there were so many people there. Because like Central was like a whole like nightmare to get, okay? And then the North, we just killed it all in one day. Yeah, but mostly it's like West and Central. Then like a lot of the more recent videos that I've done are in studios, and like studio video shoots are like more conceptual. By the way, my phone battery is dying, so if it just dies, it's because of that. If the stream ends, it ends. Yeah, so like the studio shoots are more conceptual, and I've been doing more studio shoots lately. So because of that, there's no bowing scene because the ending is already planned in these conceptual shoots. But for like outdoors, which I did a lot at the start, there's always a bow because I don't know what to do at the end. I just bow to tell Bakano-kun, okay, you can turn off the camera now. So that's why a lot of the videos are 2021 and prior instead of 2021 to 2025. Also because of COVID, yes. So I went back to all these locations. Oh, kawaii-san, so cute and young. And then very quickly you see me put on the mask. A lot of places have changed quite a bit since then. Yeah. Oh, the Chinese Garden renovated, but it looks the same. And then we go all the way to the last one, which is Melancholic, which is near my house. Yeah. Arigato. I work so hard to go back to all these places, and it's kind of crazy how a lot of them are different now. Yeah, so I guess like my closing comments is that it's kind of insane that I stayed in the scene for 10 years and my core of like odotemita has not really changed a lot. I never pivoted to idol. I didn't really pivot to mainstream. I attended a lot of mainstream classes, but like every time my mainstream dance friends asked me like, hey, let's like do something, I really had like zero interest in doing anything mainstream, and I still have zero interest in doing mainstream things. Like I see Komine and like Yukira Mame, they they are interested in the mainstream scene and they integrate very well with the people there. But in like inside my heart, I'm really weeb and like I really cannot relate to mainstream street dancers, and that's why I end up in this position. Yeah, but I'm very happy to like be able to do my tutorial videos because I really do think that it helps people, even though I think that people should learn dance videos themselves so that they can build up foundation themselves instead of having to rely on like me making a tutorial. But aside from that, like I'm quite impressed with the way that Fua dance tutorials turned out. I don't think that's my pivot. Like I don't think that's my solution pivot out of corporate working world. But I think it is something that's helped me gain a bit of confidence in my teaching abilities and having something to show if I need to when the correct timing comes. So until then, I'll wait for the correct timing, and I'll continue to like work on myself. And for me, like I'm just glad that I can do the tutorials on the side, and then like on my own dancing to like get better in a group. I have Yong Tau Fu, and then individually, I hope to train myself better and develop course. That's what I want to do. I think my next step is to develop some kind of course that can teach people either a range of exposure of odotemita genres or to really go into one odotemita track, either idol style dancing, which is not very difficult. That's why I struggle with thinking if I can do a course on that, or street jazz or hip hop, that kind of thing. Yeah. And in terms of closing the chapter for 10 years, I'm very proud of like what I've done for the community. I think I am quite a legend. I think I am quite a legend in the community already. And I am already satisfied with like so-called my level of popularity, because like when I started out, I wanted to be popular, right? Yeah, it turns out the limit for like being popular is 500 Instagram subscribers. After 500 Instagram subscribers, it like doesn't matter anymore. Like it gets annoying. It becomes like, oh man, all these strangers looking at my Instagram story, but actually I just want to post a picture of my pimple infested nose and say, meh, still working today. Yeah, so like 500 Instagram subscribers the limit for me. After that, it's like ridiculous. So yeah, I've already achieved the level of popularity that I wanted to achieve as a child, as a kid. And I'm very proud that I've done all these projects, and I am now the projects person. Too bad. And I'll just like just continue doing my own shit, you know? Like people expect projects from me. Suck it up, you know? You expect me to do Utah order this year? Do it yourself. That's basically what I told Krim. Krim was like, I think Utah order this year. I was like, no. You want to do it, you got to do it yourself. Yeah. So I'm glad for that. Yeah. No need to let other people pressure me to do events. And then lastly is I am still not okay. This is my last one. This is my last like bucket list, because I've achieved a lot of bucket list things. You know, like doing a paid commission choreography, teaching a workshop, all that kind of stuff. I've achieved like a lot already, so I'm very satisfied. And my last two things that I have not achieved, and maybe they don't matter anymore, but like firstly is to go to Nico Nico Chokaigi, which I have not yet, because springtime in Japan is overcrowded and expensive. But yeah, I want to go to Nico Nico Chokaigi. But then with all the odorites coming to Singapore, actually I feel like it's not a priority anymore. But it would be nice to go to the OG country. And then the last one that I wanted when I was starting out that I did not achieve, um, it was that I want to be on the Odorite Wikipedia. So from the start, from the very, very beginning, from the very, very early days, before YouTube was known for Odotemita, like everything was only on Nico Nico, there was an Odorite wiki. Right now it's on fandom, odorite.fandom.com. And they like have pages for famous odorites, okay? And you would think that like, oh, but aren't they mostly like Japanese odorites? Like, so this is quite a large dream that you have, huh, son? You have quite a large dream, huh? But no, you know why my dream like was not very large? Like, it's not considered large for when I had it first. It's because Odorite Wiki has Suzume Senpai inside. Suzume Senpai has an Odorite Wiki page. Odorite Suzume. Yeah, she's on the Odorite Wikipedia. She has a Wikipedia page. And I was like, if Suzume can do it, I can do it too. And guess what? It's been 10 years. I am like one of the most well-known like event Odorite adjacent person in Singapore, and I still don't have a Wikipedia page. I think this is ridiculous. If you ask who knows like the most international Odorite, because it's an international page, and I know the people who run this page, which is so funny. Like if you ask yourself, who knows the most international Odorite? Who brings together the most international Odorite? Who is like a big one in Singapore? I should be on this stupid Wikipedia page, but like I do not qualify. I think I don't qualify. Or like, okay, firstly is that someone needs to write your page or like propose you. And the fact is that I've never told anyone about this and no one goes to this page anymore. Like, okay, Jamian, I guess you and Sean did, but like, yeah, no one goes to this page anymore. So it actually doesn't matter. This page doesn't matter because no one reads it anymore. But it's like my secret little thing where like, I want to be on the page one day. And then they have like the rules like, oh, you must have a video that has a certain amount of views. And that's how Tuna got on, because a Chicky Chicky Bang Bang video got a specific amount of views and then she got on. And like, if you know me, my mainstream account, the dance videos, do not get a lot of views. It's just how it is. The algorithm doesn't like me, and I'm fine with that, you know, like I'm fine with it because I know that people who actually want to watch my video are watching the video and no one else needs to see my videos. And the ones that go viral are on my Fuwa dance tutorial channel, where I'm wearing my boyfriend's army t-shirt and like FBT shorts. So like I don't qualify. My main account doesn't qualify. My dance tutorial account is not really an Odorite channel, it's a tutorial channel. So it's like, maybe it doesn't qualify. I know, I'm a very unique person. I fall in a very specific category. And like, I write my own story. But I want to be on this Wikipedia page. And that's like my last thing. Okay, that's all. I will end it there. Thank you for coming to my live stream and like listening to my entire story. I just like gave my entire life story for 2 hours. For those who are my real life friends, I'll see you at my wedding. For everyone else, thank you for tuning in and have a great Monday night. Arigatou gozaimasu. San out.